48 hours. We take you there. But what if ecstasy has a legitimate therapeutic use? This mother of three says it saved her life.
You would call it a miracle drug?
Yeah.
A 48 hours and MTV investigation. Ecstasy. I'm Dan Rather, and this is 48 Hours. Up next, Sue Stevens is a mother of three. When the man she loved was dying, ecstasy helped them cope.
You would call it a miracle drug?
Yeah.
Making the case for ecstasy in therapy.
One night, we solved 2.5 years worth of problems. We never fought after that night.
Just ahead.
Wait, we should get that one. That one's the biggest.
Of all the people you might imagine using the drug ecstasy,
Colorful one. The colorful one.
Sue Stevens is one of the least likely. A single mother from Grand Rapids, Michigan, holding down a full-time job with an airline, trying to make ends meet. But Sue does use ecstasy. In fact, she swears by it.
I could word it as the miracle drug. I really could.
You would call it a miracle drug?
Yeah. This entire house was filled with a lot of animosity and hatred. And then all of a sudden it was gone.
She first used the drug 4 years ago with her fiancé, Shane Stevens.
First time laid eyes on him went, there's my future.
Who was the love of her life.
Soulmate. You just know when you meet that person that is the person you're meant to be with.
Though he wasn't the father of any of her 3 children, he was very much a part of the family.
Loved taking the kids out, playing ball with them, taking them to the beach.
Sue and Shane didn't use ecstasy just to have a good time.
Like taping you for all posterity.
Early in the relationship, Shane was diagnosed with kidney cancer.
From the time he was diagnosed up until the first session, he would do anything and everything he could in his power to push me away and make me hate him.
The cancer was eating away at their relationship, too.
He's just cranky, so now we're going to end this.
Yeah, because I have to do this. I don't feel good. You won't help me.
He knew right from the get-go it wasn't going to get any better.
And he didn't want to talk about it with you because he knew that you would...
I would cry. He was trying to make me run to protect me.
They were fighting, and they both knew the clock was ticking down.
Don't get it all wet, dumb ass.
This period that you're describing, this frustrating kind of period, how long did that last?
About 2.5 years of hell. 2.5 years of trying to emotionally kill the person we were with.
At that point, Sue and Shane didn't know where to turn. And then a friend told her about ecstasy.
He's the one that told us of the research and said, here, let me send you some books. Let me send you some pamphlets. Start checking this out. You might benefit.
What the books and pamphlets talked about was ecstasy's history before it was banned in 1985. It was used in the 60s and 70s by psychotherapists here in Northern California, the epicenter of the experimental drug movement. They said ecstasy was remarkable in its ability to get patients to open up and deal with their problems.
You let people in.
Sasha Shulgin, a chemist, has been called the godfather of ecstasy. He and his wife Anne were early advocates of the drug for therapeutic use.
What it seems to do is allow the person to look inside at themselves so that you can look at your own faults and things that need to be changed.
The goal is to be able to, we were taking it to be able to sit and connect with you, just like this, to be able to feel everything that you have inside of you.
Does it make you feel freer to talk and express yourself?
You don't feel the emotional pain, you don't feel the mental pain, you're not scared of being judged, you're not afraid of being hurt.
Sue and Shane took ecstasy 5 times over 3 years.
We just started talking about everything from the day he was diagnosed, from the day we met, up until that point.
All these things that the two of you wanted to say to one another all along, but you didn't.
We couldn't.
Until you were under the influence of this drug.
Mm-hmm. One night, we solved 2.5 years worth of problems, and we never fought after that night.
And the final session, they recorded on videotape.
We did the last session because that's when we figured out it wasn't getting any better. One point in the evening, he said, "It's so nice not to have cancer tonight."
I feel no pain.
Totally cleared his mind and his body of all the cancer for a night. Oh, boy.
And he died a month after that.
28 days.
When the federal authorities say that this is a dangerous drug, make no mistake about it, and that's why it's illegal, what do you say?
Give me a cigarette and a bottle of whiskey. Those are legal. They're more dangerous. This has benefits. There's so many things out there that are legal that do not have any benefits.
Today is the 1-year anniversary of Shane's death.
Another hour and 40 minutes, it'll be 1 year exactly. This is a restaurant where Shane and I met. We worked here for about 2.5 years together. So it just seemed fitting to have lunch here today. This is where I first met him. Through the back kitchen doors back there.
Sue is still struggling with Shane's memory.
A couple weeks ago on the way to work, I started crying so hard I had to pull off to the side of the road, couldn't catch my breath. Pretty much wanted to die all over again.
So once again, Sue is turning to ecstasy to deal with her pain.
Do you think this drug should be legalized?
I think it should be legalized for people to be able to use therapeutically.
She's about to leave for a secret location in California to see an underground therapist who will treat her with the illegal drug.
How important is it for you to take this trip and go through these sessions?
I didn't want to go on anymore, and I can't keep living like that.
Later on 48 Hours,
Bottoms up.
why Sue Stevens is so willing to break the law.
What do you want today? Be happy.
Still to come, what these parents learned the hard way. Not everything labeled ecstasy really is.
She did not have to die.
And a special report from NTV's John Norris, the controversial program to protect ecstasy users.
The really responsible thing to do is to take that pill away from them regardless of what's in it.
That's next.
I want to be able to breathe again.
You believe in your heart that what you're about to do is going to help?
I hope it does. There's no guarantees, but I hope it does.
Sue Stevens, single mother of 3, is on a personal pilgrimage here in Northern California.
It's definitely a very peaceful place.
2,000 miles from her home in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
It's going to be very painful. It's going to be confronting a lot of stuff for the first time, stuff I've been running from.
And the drug ecstasy, she believes, is going to help her confront the grief she's felt for the past year since the death of her fiancé, Shane.
What kind of effect specifically will this drug have on her?
Ecstasy is about opening the heart.
This unlicensed therapist, operating secretly in a remote area, will treat Sue with ecstasy over the next 2 days.
What can the ecstasy do that conventional therapy can't?
What ecstasy does is it connects Sue with something deeper than what everyday therapy connects with. Okay, Tootsie, I think we need to start here. What do you want today?
Be happy.
This is like doing 5 years of therapy in one afternoon.
Bottoms up.
Blessings.
Sue takes the drug, dissolved in some juice.
Just let the music carry you, okay, to wherever you need to go.
Soon she begins feeling the familiar effects.
Very content, very at peace, big sigh. Like that, that's how I feel.
And Sue becomes convinced that Shane is out here with her,
Honestly, I've never felt him this strongly since he's been gone.
as he had been in their previous ecstasy sessions.
I have a feeling this is the last time he's gonna come to me like this. He needs his freedom. I think I do too. And I don't think he's gonna hold it against me.
What Sue claims to be experiencing has never been proven scientifically, but then again, the government has never permitted therapeutic testing. And some would suggest that Sue is feeling at peace because the drug is affecting her levels of serotonin, the same chemical targeted by antidepressants like Prozac.
I've been so caught up with everything going on with him, not wanting to let go. It's been holding me there. So I actually know it was right to let him go.
By early afternoon, Sue is done, ready to head back home.
I achieved everything that I had hoped to achieve, the beginnings of it.
Are you absolutely sure you couldn't have done this without using the ecstasy?
I'm positive, because it helped me open up inside of me and listen to what I found. Not only see everything that was inside of me, but to actually hear it, feel it, and know what was right.
But do you worry that people will see you using this and extolling its virtues and think it's okay when it may not be okay?
If it's done safely, if it's done correctly, why isn't it okay?
Even for kids at a party.
You have to be responsible. You have to know what you're doing or be with someone that knows what they're doing.
Do you think you'll be using this drug again in the
Yes.
future?
I know I will.